बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाज़रीन बिज़ टुडे में वलीकार माया शौकत ज़रदारी नाज़रीन रेडियो के प्रोग्राम में असां ॻाल्हाईंदासीं त पाकिस्तान में जेका एनवायरमेंटल पॉल्यूशन आहे उन खां पाकिस्तान खे कीअं प्रोटेक्ट कजे इन हवाले सां ॻाल्हाइण जे लाइ अॼु असांखे स्टूडियो में जॉइन कयो आहे असांजे दोस्त मार्टिन स्ट्राकिल जेके कमु कनि पिया हिकिड़े प्रोजेक्ट जो नालो आहे एस्पायर ऐं साईं जो ताल्लुक़ जेको आहे सो जर्मनी जी हिकिड़ी कंपनी सां आहे जंहिंजो नालो BFZ आहे मार्टिन आई विल वेलकम यू my program. Thank you very much for giving me such an honor for being here with me. My first question is how do you see business environment here in Pakistan, and can you please explain me regarding your work here in Pakistan?
No, first of all, also thank you very much, Mr. Zardari, for giving me the ability to speak here to a greater audience. First of all, your first question about the business environment here in Pakistan. Or let's say especially in Karachi. I think the business people here have to fight with various kind of constraints and to say in this kind of business environment they're doing pretty well. So still when we look at from the environmental part at the electricity issue, when we look at the law and order situation, which is not the environment we care about, but which is also kind of the business environment, they're fighting some problems, but still when you look in the international scale, especially from the textile sector where we're working with, they're doing still pretty well. Okay. When we look at our project, what we are doing, we are really focusing on the environment, let's say water, electricity issues, also air emissions, and we are working not directly with the companies, but mainly with 5 big business associations from the textile sector, and through them we try to support especially the small and medium enterprises to work ecologically more sustainable and the same way also economically more efficient.
So how long have you been working here in Pakistan, and do you feel any kind of constraint regarding your project implementation?
We are here now for 2.5 years in Pakistan, in Karachi, and generally spoken, the support is pretty good from the associations and also from the members. For sure, at the beginning, when you start to work in a very different environment, you need to get used to the way people work here, to the culture. You need to get used to different ways, also of legislation, of the governmental side. So, but after 2.5 years, we have now developed kind of a good mode of cooperation.
Okay, in Pakistan, we generally hear or we generally feel that due to lack of technology, we cannot carry out certain very much effective and efficient operations here in Pakistan. So, this question directly relates to you that are you bringing such kind of technology also, or you are just utilizing the technology available here in Pakistani borders?
Okay. For sure, I think also the reason for such kind of projects, let's be honest, is on the one side, for sure we want to support Pakistan in their development, but on the other hand, Germany is one of the biggest exporters worldwide from technology, especially also regarding environmental technology. So for sure we also have an interest to generate a market here for technology from Germany, which is one of the best technologies in regard to environmental issues. So besides providing consultancy using the resources available here in Pakistan, we also kind of try to do a technology transfer from Germany to Pakistan, for example by organizing technical seminars in Germany where delegations from the associations could see the newest technologies available.
So as we heard from different countries or people from different countries that yes, Pakistan has potential, but due to certain current problems like law and order, war and terror, and as you mentioned, energy issues, we cannot live any longer in Pakistan. I'm talking about the business people or people like you working on certain projects. To be very honest, without any official remark, what do you see personally? That is there really a potential that needs to be utilized, that needs to be explored? Or these are just, certain sayings from certain people?
I see a big potential here in the people. So, like I said, there are hindering points. One point, for example, would be the educational system, where I see the people who have studied abroad, who had the possibility to gain a very good education, they're really up there, and they can really bring this country forward. So what we need to do is to enable more people here in Pakistan to get a better education, and then I see a very good potential for this country.
Coming back to environment, as we have seen that there were recent floods, so do you have any kind of like geotextile, or as one of my friend was telling me before the program, in floods, what kind of environment protection technology we used, and how can we use that technology?
Okay, well, also in this part, Germany is already doing a lot in protection, because Germany is a very densely populated country, and that's where also the protection is very important. When you mentioned geotextiles, for example, yes, we have companies working on that also, especially as the normal textile sector in Germany is not really viable anymore because for cheaper competition, for example, from Pakistan. So this normal kind of textiles have been shifted outwards from Germany, so we are concentrating on these high technological textiles in the moment. Yes, they can, for example, be used for the construction of the dams or the river banks to stabilize. You need to make very good calculations for your river floodings. Then you need to calculate exactly what timings you have certain kind of flood occurrences, and then you need to do the technical solutions based on that.
Okay, Martin, as we have heard that we can, in Pakistan, we can generate almost 50,000 megawatts of electricity through our coastline, or we can say that through our, from Keti, there's a place for Keti Bandar and Gharo, and we have more than 1,000 kilometers, there's a coastline. So do you think if our environment is not pure, we can face problems in the future regarding electricity generation through wind turbines? If we don't have a clear air, if we have a polluted air, or it does not matter for that?
I wouldn't put these two things together. I wouldn't say the air pollution will affect the energy production.
Okay.
I think that is more kind of health effects you will have in your cities. I think that is the major problem. Regarding the electricity production from wind turbines, there it will be more the question how you be able to develop the grid also, so that really the distribution network can take up the varying wind, the provision of energy through wind. That will be the major challenge.
Okay, but you don't see that the pollution is going to affect those wind turbines?
No.
They will not?
No.
Okay. As you said that you are also working, if I'm not wrong, you are also working on certain energy issues or energy related projects as well. So in Pakistan we have coal, we have hydel power, we have as I said, wind coastline or platform for generating electricity through wind. What shall be the best possible way for Pakistan, keeping Pakistan's environment in mind?
Okay. Also, I have to separate a little bit here. On the one hand, what we are doing in our project, perhaps on the other hand, what would be the bigger picture of Pakistan. We are really focusing on the work in the business environment and really just on that and what can be done in the companies. Because we say when we rely on the government, when we look at the bigger picture of whole Pakistan, then it will take a very long time. So
right now you're working on a very small scale.
We are working more on a small scale. We say we need to see what can each business person, what can each company do to develop their situation. So that is the way we work. So more the bottom-up approach. So
do you have some plans to carry out these operations in as you have started from province of Sindh and especially from Karachi? Are you going to take your project to a longer span towards the interior industries of the provinces like interior Sindh, interior Punjab, or you have just limited your project for Karachi right now?
In the moment, we are working the first project phase that will terminate in May 2011. And for this phase, we have just said, first of all, we concentrate on Karachi. We need to gain some knowledge here and start to establish some projects here. Then in the second phase, which we are starting to plan in the moment, there we really think about also to disseminate our results.
So do you think that Karachi is a tough target, especially for pollution?
Definitely, yeah, you see. I mean, as you see yourself, when you look at the drainages, when you look also at the air, there are problems in the moment. But I also always like to highlight when I talk to people, go 40 years back in Germany, yeah, and our former chancellor, Mr. Willy Brandt, he was saying once in his campaign, I want to see a blue sky again over the river Rhine and Ruhr, because in this area it was so much pollution, that you couldn't see a blue sky anymore. So we are very used to this problem. It's not a typical problem from Karachi.
Okay. So, Martin, tell me one thing, that the people here in Pakistan, especially the business people to whom you are dealing with, or the organization, do you feel any kind of hesitation or any kind of constraint regarding your communication to those people, or making them aware regarding your work, like taking appointments or taking time for certain meetings? So do you feel such kind of problems like that?
Well, generally spoken, you have to see environmental is still not the priority issue.
Okay.
And as I said before, there are other issues. Like textile policies, for example, like the energy issue in general. So sometimes it's difficult, for sure, to say, okay, also the wastewater treatment is an important issue, and really to show the people, to generate awareness. Yeah, but we see slowly but gradually we see a shift. Yeah.
But do you see any future here in Pakistan regarding, we are not very much involved in recycling, as you said, that the utilization of wastewater or certain other products, we are not very much used to of that. So will you be able in few years to make this nation useful of doing that?
To say, if we are able, and then to talk about the whole nation, I think that would be a very big challenge. I think if we, with the project partners we are working with, if we can generate awareness there and bring some change in behavior.
Why only textile sector? Why did you take textile sector on your priority? For what reason? Okay.
I mean, for sure, in the beginning, if you start a project, you need to define a scope, where you say, okay, we can handle it within a project, which is normally one project phase of 3 years. So for sure, as you know, the textile sector is the biggest industrial sector in Pakistan, generating the most income. It's producing the most labor-intensive.
Employment, export, revenue regarding taxes.
Exactly, all these points. So I think for this it was for sure to say, okay, we focus on the textile sector.
So now, are you satisfied with your project? Nobody says no, but
well, I would say partially, yeah, because I think if you're satisfied, then you're already done, then you're dead. You always need to see where is a way of improvement and go further.
So, can we relate our environment with our economics in pure scenario, or in pure terminology of economics? And why do we need to clean our environment for our socio-economic development or our economic development?
I would always say
this is not an examination paper, so you need not to think.
No, but I think there are two ways. I say part of the improvements we can do in the environmental part directly also will improve our economy. If I say if we work more efficient with our resources, we also can save money. So that is definitely sure, and in Germany that has been proved, because there, for example, labor costs are so high. If we wouldn't be very efficient with our resources, especially as Germany is very poor in resources, in natural resources, we would have not a chance in the international market. There are other points for sure. For example, really like if you just treat after treatment, like from wastewater, from exhaust, which just costs, and there is no direct economic benefit to it. But when we look at the international market, that importers in Europe, also in the US, ask more and more for international environmental standards. If we don't move in that direction, the industry will get very big problems.
Okay, Martin, I'll put some more questions, but we have a time for break, so let's take a break. Nazrin, program time dekli short break jo asa galayum pe Pakistan mein environmental protection je hawale sa ai un jo maishat sa kehde qism jo wasto thi sage to ai jekna maishat mein jeko mahol ahe maholiati aludgi kha jekna maishat pak ahe to un ja kehda behtar effect insani sehat te ai economic development te thi saganda. Stay tuned and keep watching our show.